Hello, welcome to Pieces Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint pieces. It's dark in here. Like, wow. Okay, way darker than it usually is. And it's gonna fall on my thing. There we go. Oh, that's too high. Cats, man. So yeah, we're not usually on this early. At least well, not anymore. We used to do a little earlier like this. That was a while ago. Anyway, none of that really matters. I think I have my mic and everything on this time too, so hopefully everything's going well. Lots of people really enjoyed the shorts. Thanks for anybody who recently liked and subscribed. Dig that stuff. I think we also got one or two off of the live yesterday too, so that's cool. Really, I do this just to have like I don't know, like a record of what I'm doing, I guess. As I retired, so now I'm trying to be an artist, which is what I wanted to do in my life in the first place before I decided I needed to be a chef. And I liked the chef life, and I do miss that. But I not as much as maybe I thought I would. And it's less and less all the time. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. You're looking lovely. We're gonna paint some stuff here in just a second. I'm gonna drink some coffee because I'm not really a morning person. I used to like to go to work in the morning and turn on the music and drink coffee and tell everybody to shut up. So like you couldn't talk a lot in my kitchen in the morning. I didn't really want to hear you talk. So that's just the way it was. But now I'm a lot friendlier. That is part of the good thing about being not a chef anymore. Is I do feel like I'm not nearly as crazy, cruel, and angry as I used to be. The chef world can make you a very angry person. It's a lot. Okay, so we are working on these two knights. I don't know exactly. Ooh, my camera's all wonky again. Cats. Okay, here we go. That's better. Okay, so we were working on this one yesterday. He's cool. Great. It's a great little model. You gotta give it to old James, in his workshop. They do know a little bit about what they're doing. They do put together some mighty fine miniatures. So yeah, okay. He looks great. He's all washed up. We might get around to finishing this up. We'll definitely do some of his purple stuff today. We'll finish that one up, or hers. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell with that breastplate. That could be a woman. Could be a man. Could be a woman. Kind of really hefty in the pectoral area. Makes it a little difficult to know which one you're looking at there. I guess not that it really should matter much if you're an elite warrior. It probably shouldn't matter a whole lot whether you're a guy or a gal in that situation. Everyone can protect our Lord and Savior Sigmar or whatever that is, right? I don't know. I don't play Sigmar. Or I don't actually play a lot of GW stuff. I love their lore and I love their miniatures. But like, no, I'm not I don't really have a whole lot of time for playing games like that, so that might be a big part of it. So we're just mixing up a nice color here. I'm looking for just the right shade. I think that's about right. And just kind of gently pull out some of the edges. You don't have to do all of them. Matter of fact, sometimes less is more. But you do want to try and cover up any places where maybe you've got a little overpaint, because this is a perfect opportunity to do that. What happened to my towel? I have a little paper towel. There it goes. Oh, you should always keep a paper towel around, just to take your excess water off your brush. Sometimes you don't really want all that water on it. Always be mindful of which way the light is going. Absolutely no reason to do up underneath there, right? Because the light would all be up here on the top of it. Little white spot poking out there for some reason. Just a tiny little overpaint right here. We're gonna get rid of that. Just got like a jewel, or something right at the top of the top, right here. So we're gonna come through here. Anything that's got a jewel on, we're gonna try with just a tiny bit of white on. Got a couple of these little jewels. Very, very careful. If you feel like you got a little too much, you can always, wet it down and pull it all out and start over. It is easy to feel like you did too much. You're just trying to take the edge off of it, the color that's currently on there. And give us a nice white background, because we can put well, there's all sorts of different things you can use to make gems look like gems. Quick look, make sure there's nothing I feel like we need to mess with, add to. This little strip needs a little bit more brown on the little leather bits. A bit more brown there, maybe. Looks like we did miss. Look at that. We missed a piece of the plate right here. It's okay, we're gonna just go, we'll just throw a little bit of this bronze in there real quick. If we have to, we'll put another round of our wash on it, but we might get away with not having to do that here. It's a small piece, it's on the knee, it's kind of out of the way. Might be able to just get away with it. Depend a lot on how it sets in. Once it's finished drying, we'll know a little bit more about what we're looking at. I think we'll be okay though. I don't think most people will notice that's not washed. And you can see that subtle highlight coming through that hair. And you could do more. You could do less. You know, it really depends on kind of how far you want it to go. What exactly you want it to look like. We're just trying to kind of let this zenithal do a lot of its work still, but we don't want to oversaturate the valleys. A slightly different color for underneath. A little bit darker purple here. Need to come back in these little spots here. And the real dark shadows, we'll just bring that slightly darker purple in. Maybe even right here in the middle. No, it's hard to see all that, but you can see how it's, you know, we've got a little bit of definition as it goes in and out, as the color changes. And then the bottom of it is also a different kind of purple. Purple looks different underneath than it does on top, right? And the blade looks different on top as it does underneath. It looks darker, right? That's the idea. Because again, your light is coming boom like this, so you've got to make sure, or this way, whichever way you choose, but your light in this situation is probably coming down on them, because we're not creating any kind of OSL effects or anything like that. So we're going to try to use more like a natural light, so we need to make sure that the light is coming down to the top. So anything that's underneath is definitely going to look a lot darker, or at least it should. It's a fun little model. Let's see. We don't have to do a lot here. What I'm trying to do here is just making sure we're bringing a little bit of that purple color back to the shield, and kind of get rid of any last bit of overpaint that maybe be left over from us putting all the metal on there and everything like that. Anything that the wash didn't take care of. Now I don't want to, but I don't want to get rid of too much of what the wash did. So I want to be very careful and sparing Just gives it a little bit more of that purple hue back, which is what that's what we want right there. Oh, nice. Alright, let's see. So we've got one little closure here. This is going to be bronzed. There we go. These would be leather. 1, 2. A little bit more leather color on this. And this leather is we're using a burnt sienna for our leather. My phone is blowing up for no reason. Just over here happily chirping along. Boom, boom, boom. I hate that when I'm trying to paint and it's doing all that. It's just like, usually it's like right here by my arm. And so it kind of vibrates my arm a little bit and it just makes me a little jumpy. So I'm like, that's kind of funny. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to do some light green on this real quick. We're going to probably come back and hit it up with a little bit of a wash later and stuff to darken all this down. But let's go ahead and pull it out now. Give us a reminder that that's got to be green. Now, as far as what he's standing on, we're probably going to change the stone color. We don't want to make it like a gray. So we'll probably make it more like a desert stone. You can put like a yellow sandstone look to it. You could make it mossy or whatever you wanted to. That'd be fine. I like desert. It's easy. Desert is it's very simple to make things look like it's desert temple or sandstone. Plus lots of civilizations like to build in things like sandstone, so it's really an easy win. Especially here, because we needed this. We need this to be not gray. The night itself already has tons of gray on it. Really doesn't need more. And even if we start this off with this sandstone, we still have options. We could change the color if we want to later on down the line. We just need it to not be gray. Gray bad, okay. So, yep. On a little early today. Sorry about that for anybody who does watch us on regular slots. Hopefully you watch the replay. It'll be ready for you. I do apologize, but you know, it's, you know, you gotta go to the kids' things. You gotta do that stuff. You know, Papa's families. I gotta be there. I don't think anybody who watches this channel would fault me for that. Most people who watch this channel definitely more on the side of, yeah, you need to go. So, for sure. Yeah, that's a great look. Yeah. You see how it's like that kind of whiter stone. It's gonna, even if we make it more like a white or something like that, it's gonna look better than if we had gone with like a gray stone color. And you could go with a reddish stone if you want to do like a brick. You could do that. That'd look good. You know, all sorts of different things you could do. And if you did want to do, make it like a gray color, you could moss it. You could make it kind of like a lot of moss in there, greens, stuff like that, kind of help balance out the tones and bring a little bit different look back to it. The main thing you're trying to do is just contrast with the color that's already there. And here we're going to put a little bit more than we did on that sandstone. These little bits here, we want those to be the same kind of stone, and we'll make the ground more of a brownish color. My tummy is angry. I skipped my breakfast so I could paint for you guys. Probably not the best idea, but you know, it's all good. What is that? It's sort of like strange carving or something. It's definitely standing on more of this same terrain. It's more of these stones and stuff here. I don't know what that is. I don't like it though. It's weird. That's a weird thing to have there. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Some carving into the stone, I guess. It's one of those things about when you're an artist, kind of like you make things and you're like, oh, I think people would love that. And then like people look at it and they're like, what is that? It happens to me all the time. Okay. So now, oh, I need a bigger brush than that. That ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do the job. We need a bigger brush. A bigger brush than that too. I'm pulling this guy. There we go. Oh, rattly. This one's foal is not attached quite right, so it rattles around a lot. I'm pretty solid on time. I'm kind of okay with a little bit of overpaint here too, except for on the skull. I like that. We'll get that reddish brown color going. That's really going to help contrast. Still not sure what that is. I might stick a skull on there just so I don't have to keep looking at it. It's driving me crazy. It's not like I don't have plenty of extra skulls. I have tons of them. set up for a second. There's like a little ring down in there, which we can paint that up. Looks like a horse ring. Not that anybody's really going to notice it. That's rough iron down there on first, and then I'm going to come back with just a little bit of lead belcher. You don't even really have to paint it, you're just kind of trying to touch it a little bit. We can leave that one pretty much as is. Do a little bit of work. Make a real thin. This is raw umber. I'm trying to make a real thin mix. Here we go. This is sap green. Finish out these plants. There you go. That one's all done skidoodles. I guess we wanted to, we could probably put white in these. If you wanted to whiten up these rune pieces, you could. It's usually easier to do this with an ink or to do it prior to doing. You could do this the other direction. You could white them first and then paint all the stuff on top of them. It just kind of depends on how you want to do it. But you can change those colors to whatever you want. I don't even think the camera's going to show it. It's so tiny. They are too. They're itty bitty. I almost think I like them better with a darker color to them, personally. Anyway, you can mess around with that stuff forever and ever and ever and ever. It's however deep you want to go. We do need to do some of the jewels. Let's see. Let's do a red and a green. Yeah. So I use Indian inks for jewels. they dry with just a tiny shine to them. Probably can't even really see it, but you know. All right, one down, one to go. Oh. All right. Oh, still got a few minutes we can play around with this, Dishwin. Okay. So we were talking about green. Green. I like it. I like it. I don't want those greens. I want a different green. I want... Not you. Not you. Not you. You. There we go. Good old-fashioned chemical green. Let's see if I can get the lid off. I've had this particular tube of phthalo for a long time. They always try to bring this color back as different colors later. And I'm always like, that's not what that's called. It's phthalo. That is phthalo green. Phthalo. I don't know why I like that word so much, but I certainly do. I love saying it. P-A... Oh, my damn camera sucks. P-H-T-H-A-L-O. Phthalo. Shit. I think there's probably something wrong with me. I love this green. It's such a strange green. It doesn't look. It's not real. So it's because it's a chemical created color. So like, this color doesn't actually exist in and of itself in nature, but it mimics so many colors that like if you use it with different combinations of things, you can make phthalo look like all sorts of different stuff. And I've always loved it as a green because it's like a green blue look to it. It's very different than other greens. It can get almost black. It's just fun. There's a lot you can do with it. This one's even got even less exposed joints to paint. So this one's gonna be mostly armor too. That's kind of boring. People like that stuff though, so I shouldn't discount it. We shouldn't discount it. People sure do like armor, and they love green. People love green. Can't blame them for it. It's a good color. It's very pretty. We see a lot of it too. You know, nature's so full of greens. Greens would have been one of the first colors we really liked. You know, really saw before we lifted our eyes to the heavens. We would have seen the green of the fields and trees in front of us. Jungle, whatever you want to think it was. I guess that doesn't actually make any difference. Second verse, same first. Let's see. We'll put that's rough iron from Army Painter there on our scale mill. And remember, we're going to come back later and tip all that off with more stunning metal. But we want that rough iron to be the base color so we can have a difference. And what we were saying yesterday, if you're varying up the different metallics, where they are layered, where they're positioned, you're going to give yourself a much better chance of making it look like something besides just a hunk of metal. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you want some contrast and you want some things to have some difference to the way they look, this is kind of how you do it. So, because we're going to trim everything in different colors than our base plates are. We're going to do our plates and everything in silver. Oh yeah, we get to paint his scabbard green, since he's our green guy. Gotta find more places to put green on this sucker. go through this quick enough, we might be able to get this guy knocked out today too. Oh yeah, 42. Not bad. Probably not gonna make it. That's alright, we'll knock it out tomorrow. See what other little things I can find to paint. Oh, he's got some on the inside. You can hardly see his little tabs on his armor. They've got some on this leg. I guess those honestly, those should be leather boots. Honestly, these right here, this wouldn't be leather. These would be boots. Should be painted as such. Take that little bit of overpaint there. Judging by how they were folding, I was looking at that other one. You could tell a whole lot easier that they're not pieces of armor like that. This one looks more like their armor. They don't have the folds. The other one has. I'll show you in a second. More of those folds. See, like right here and right here, these look like boots. They don't look like armor. That looks like boots. So I think the artist was trying, because you can see again, there's a sole. The boot itself has a sole on it. The shoe has a sole down here on the bottom of the model. And it's just another one of those little small details that you could add to it that, you know, maybe not everybody notices, but people who, you know, maybe you're picking this up to play in a campaign that's going to look at it 100 times, it might be something they notice. And that's, to me, that's what matters, you know. The person who bought it gets to look at it 100 times and then find a new thing after the 15th time they looked at it or whatever. Like, oh wow, I never even noticed that detail. And you'd be surprised, a lot of people just don't notice a lot of things until they looked at it several times, and then they'll finally notice. I don't know, the world's really distracted, so it's just kind of is how it is. People do. It takes them a while sometimes to notice something. We all just have so much going on. very carefully, very slowly, very methodically, very intentionally. I'll at least get this shield done before I sign off for today. Again, anybody who catches this later, appreciate you coming by. Anybody that caught us during the live show, appreciate you coming by. For those of you folks that see us like way later because you're in the middle of a project, hello, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoy. Hope this helps you. Yeah, the green's gonna look great. So let's see. All right. Let's sign off. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do all the rest of this guy up. But we got this one done today. It looks great. Might have to do a little bit more work on this leather back here. I'll take another look at it tomorrow. See what we think. All right. Let me get that down. There we go. All right. Hey. So, thanks for coming to watch the little show. For anybody who manages to stumble across these things, appreciate everybody. Really do. If you like it, give us a like and subscribe, all that stuff. We're like 15 away from 500. At 500, I'm gonna build this car. It is a 1957 Chevrolet utility sedan, but it's also the Black Widow fuel injected. What I think what I'm gonna do is I want to turn it into like, I want to put like an orc driving it. Hello, good to see you. Unfortunately, you like showed up right at the end. We still got a little bit. Let's take a look. Let's go look at. We'll look at it again. I was about to sign off, but let's take a look at it since we got somebody showed up. So this one's finished. This one's finished up. But, come on, camera, find it. There we go. So we got this one finished up today. It's looking pretty good. Sometimes my camera does not like that palette. It's got some nice looks. Anyway, I like it a whole lot better than. Thank you very much. I think I like this way better than the standard. I guess this was supposed to be painted like Sigmar or whatever. The Sigmarines. I don't typically paint a whole bunch of GW unless it's for commission. I usually paint a bunch of other stuff, but these I do love their sculpts. They're so great. So, and then we're turning this one into green. We're working on this one tomorrow. Got started on it today. Still got some stuff drying. So we're gonna go green with this one. Got the same armor trims. I haven't really decided about this hammer yet. I really need to figure out what I want to do here. Whether I want to try to make this metallic or I want to make it stone with maybe metal finishes. We'll see. But it's a great. These are fun. They're fun little pieces. We just finished up the Harpy, which I'll be putting this one out soon. Bad internet. I'm happy to see you work again after such a long time. Well, I appreciate you. No worries, no worries. Yeah, I just finished this one up too. Some of it's this camera. I really need to get a new camera. She turned out really, really well. I got a great video of it. A short. I'm gonna post that later today. I did that one in this old Skelly Boy. This is these two pieces are from Artisan Guild, and I'll tell you what, they make some really outstanding pieces. They're really fun, great looking. If you're a 3D printer or anything like that, highly, highly recommend it. So, but yeah, I really appreciate you coming by. I gotta go because I gotta go. My daughter has a awards ceremony today, and I can't miss that because that's you should go to those things if you're dad, right? That's especially if you're a retired dad, you get to go do those sort of things. It's great. It's like I didn't when I was a chef, I never got to go to any of these things. So now that I'm like semi-retired, I'm definitely do it. Hey, good to see you, Jared. Again, I'm about to step out the door. I got like 7 minutes before I need to be skedaddling. Well, getting there anyway, getting out of the way. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. I try to be a good. I try. It's not always easy. Sometimes kids will make you a little crazy, but I try to do my best. My dad wasn't around a whole lot when I was a kid, so I definitely know what I wanted in a dad, and I try to do it as best I can. There are some times where I'm like, nope, we're not playing that game, and I gotta be the harder dad that I don't really like being, but it's okay because you get these moments here where you get to go and watch them accept some award or something for school, and yeah, it's that's the way of things, and I tell them that too. I was like, when you get older, you will understand a lot more about why I'm so frustrated about this situation. But for right now, don't do that again. But yeah, it's cool. I love them. I've got 4 of them, and they're all amazing. They're all in their own unique ways, and one of them is like going to college soon. This is he graduates on Thursday night. Will be his graduation. He's done with high school, which that's crazy. Time is a river, everybody. It moves forward, and it does not it doesn't wait for you at all. So enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Try not to paddle so fast, and slow down. Yeah, well, and best to use too. Yeah, they're gonna do great. They're good kids. They're smart. They're hard workers. They don't mind getting in and doing things, so they'll be great. They're gonna be just fine. Everybody's if you just kind of stay focused on what you're doing and try to stay on your plan and don't let the small things distract you, you'll accomplish almost anything that you could ever want to accomplish. Just from an older guy to tell people how my perspective on life. Don't just give up. I get there a lot myself. I get there a lot where I'm like, I'm done. I thought losing my kitchen career was going to be the end of my life, and it's not. I've now become a whole new person. Now to be an artist and do this stuff online. I've got some top secret stuff I'm working on. I might show it soon. I got one sketch set of things done for it, and I will hopefully be doing the next set of sketch stuff soon. But I don't want to show too much of it because I don't want to give away what I'm doing. Stuck in Iran. Oh man, you're in Iran. Hey, be safe, okay? Listen, stay safe. Governments don't represent people anymore. They do whatever. They represent the money. And so yeah, just stay safe, okay? We don't always have. Nobody really has control of what their governments do, really. Not as much as we should. And it's a mistake. The whole thing's a mistake. It shouldn't have been done. It's all about money. It isn't about anything else. It's just money. Rich people playing rich people games, and all of us little folks get squished in the middle. It sucks. So, but yeah, totally be safe. Please stay safe. And hopefully they'll figure this out, man. Hopefully they'll figure it out. It's yeah, war doesn't do anything but spend money and spend lives. It just kills people and spends money. At this point, there's no reason for it. Abundance is pointless. We created abundance. or I should say, not abundance, scarcity. We have so much of abundance in the world that scarcity is bullshit, and so they have to create reasons to create scarcity to make people spend money. So it just sucks, and it's a shame. It's a shame that people who are supposed to be the best of us can't figure out how to do things without killing other people. They're supposed to be the best of us, the people that lead the countries, and they can't figure out how to do things without killing each other, without sending a bunch of kids to die, another young men, young women, or even killing kids. I mean, hell, we bombed that kid. We bombed that school. I know, just it shouldn't have happened, but again, governments do what they're gonna do. Nothing we can do about that, guys. We just have to try and stay safe. That's it. Be good to each other, okay? Be good to yourselves. Please be good to yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Get your water, get your food, get whatever you gotta do. Get out there and be thankful for what you do have, and hopefully it'll all work out in the end. But yeah, spread some kindness around. Spread some goodness. We'll talk to we'll talk to you later. We'll be back tomorrow for sure. So anyway.